What's up, y'all? Coach Paul Melella, aka Grandmaster Paul Melella. That was my previous life title when I own a chain of martial arts schools, but I am the co-author of a book, You Have Infinite Power. I have my second book coming out this year in 2026. Look out for it. I am the founder of One Degree Coaching. It's such an honor to have you here watching me on this video today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do believe anyone that invests time, energy, and money in their personal, professional development, you are a 1%er. You're top in the world if you're watching this video. So I appreciate you. I want to share something called what I call the 5 Ds. Okay? The 5 Ds, I run this play with a couple of my clients, and here's the first one, right? The first of the D's is to decide. And I will tell you that making a decision is probably one of the most hardest things for people to do, right? And I remember one of my most favorite books is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read that, dude, that is like the Bible in personal development. If you don't know the story behind it, Napoleon Hill was about 19 or 20 years old. He's a journalist, and he was going to interview Andrew Carnegie, who by far was the richest man on planet Earth, right? And so I think if I heard this right, and don't quote me here, but if you take like, I don't know, Elon Musk, or who are the top income earners in the planet right now compared to him back then, it's like he makes everyone look like babies, but that's exactly like how much wealth he had. So Napoleon Hill asked him a question like, how do you become successful? How do you become rich? And whatever it was. And Andrew Carnegie paused and he goes, you know what, young man, I'm not going to answer that for you. I'm going to give you an opportunity. And he said, I'm going to give you the opportunity to access my network. And back then it was like he gave him an option, like a choice. He goes, I'm going to give you an opportunity to have access to my group, my people, 500 of the most successful humans of that era. The Thomas Edisons, the Henry Fords, all these people that he studied. He goes, he told him, he goes, you have to study them and interview them for 20 years. You're not going to get paid. And this is going to be a project that you're going to do on your own. And Andrew Carnegie gave him that option. And within seconds, Napoleon Hill said, I'm in. Andrew Carnegie said, if you didn't respond right away and make a decision, he wasn't going to give him the opportunity. If he goes, I have to think about it, I have to think about it. Most people, that I've studied, they make quick decisions, fast, efficiently. You know, they might give a little thought, but then they know based on gut, intuitive. And so you have to make decisions quickly based on your intuitive, gut. If there was a question and I go like this, and I said 3, 2, 1, and then you got to answer that fast, that's your gut instinct. One of my most favorite quotes is Dr. Wayne Dwyer. He's left us now, but he was more of like a spiritual personal development influencer. And one of his quotes is that prayer is when we talk to God, but intuition is when God talks to us. I truly believe that higher power. I like to choose the word God. You could say infinite intelligence, the universe, anything, any term that you want. I don't care. I say God. When we feel the intuition, we go based on that gut, we make a decision on that, I believe it's God speaking to us. So number 1 is decide, okay? Number 2, whatever that decision is, we declare, okay? Years ago, when I live in Charleston, South Carolina now. Years ago, I used to live up in New York. And I had a personal trainer, and his name was Steve. I'm still good friends with Coach Steve. If you're watching, I love you, man. And I did a seminar. At the time, he was a trainer for a boutique gym in New York where my wife and I, Gina, trained at. And I did a workshop sometime in January for their small team. It was about goal setting, and they had some of their trainers and sales in there and stuff like that. And I spent the day with their team and provided some Coach Paul value, right? And then that week, I'm training with Coach Steve, who's my personal trainer. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, Coach Paul, what's your goals this year? And I started rattling off, oh man, I got asked to write another book. I'm gonna buy another building. We're gonna open up another martial arts school. And he pauses and he starts to smirk. I go, what are you smirking at? He goes, I'm your personal trainer. I know that's business goals. And I was very clear on what I wanted that year, right? He goes, I'm talking about your fitness goals. And I'm like, oh, that's easy. Gina and I are going to run another 200-mile Team Ragnar, which is this crazy race it's the most adult sober fun if you ever did one. It's like 200-mile relay run. It was insane. And I'm going to run another Ragnar race with my wife. I'm going to do another half marathon. And I started rattling those off, and he stops and he goes like this. Hey, Coach Paul, haven't you done those before? And I'm like, yes, I have. Now, in my workshop, I was telling everyone about getting uncomfortable, okay? To challenge what their goals are, right? And so I was talking about these goals, getting them outside their comfort zone. He goes, well, Coach Paul, what are you gonna do to get yourself uncomfortable? Haven't you done that before? And I'm like, oh, damn, this guy's pulling out my own tactics on me. And I go, well, what do you have in mind, hotshot? And he goes, well, you like bodybuilding, you like fitness training. Oh yeah, I love working out. And he goes, why don't you do a physique show? And my first response was like, yeah, I'm not getting on stage in a bikini, bro. That's not me. And he goes, no, that's bodybuilding. You could do men's physique. And if you don't know what that is, it's like the guys that perform. I mean, I'm not this huge, massive dude, but it's like lean and you wear these surfer shorts. And he kind of showed me what that look looks like. And I actually liked that physique look back then, and I still do. And I said, I looked, and it was around February, right? January, February at the time. And back then, my wife and I used to host these huge Memorial Day parties at our house. And to inspire people that used to come over our homes, and they were mostly moms and dads with kids, Gina and I would run a competition, and it would be called the Melella hot tub hot body contest. So outside our pool, we had a beautiful hot tub and all these palm trees outside, and we'd get them shipped in, during the summer, and we'd have like 200 people at our house, and everyone knew you go to Team Melella's house Memorial Day, people started getting fit by January, February, because we had these beautiful trophies. Actually, I got, my wife won the last one, beautiful trophies for a guy and a girl. And it's mainly for moms and dads, and it's not about like bodybuilding. It's like who could lose the most weight, who can make the best transformations, and we got people fired up. And I said, you know what? I host this thing at my house, and I have to walk the walk. I can't just have this, competition at my home and not walk the walk. I said, find me a show before Memorial Day. So there's Coach Steve. He's on his phone. He goes, got one. So right then and there, he challenged me, got me outside my comfort zone, and I made a decision. I didn't go, let me think about it, because I knew I'd talk myself out. I go, I'm in. And I go, register my ass right now on there. And literally on the phone, I registered right there on the spot. I made a quick decision without overthinking and try to talk myself out of it. The second play I ran was to declare it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm being bold, right? Or I'm being showing off. So I immediately knew I gotta hold myself accountable. When, not if, when I just registered for this competition on Memorial Day weekend, I know for a fact I'm putting it out in the universe, I'm putting it out to the public. I started telling my coaching clients, telling people, because I knew I needed accountability. I would look like an ass if I back out of something that I said I was going to do. So you have to declare it. A lot of my coaching clients are financial advisors. In the beginning of the year, we create these bold production goals, and we're very clear on that. If you know me and you studied me before, it's like clarity's number one. And I ask them, I challenge them to make a decision, and they do it. And those decisions they make on those goals are kind of scary, right? And I said, here's the play I need you to run. You're going to send a declaration email out. And I want you to choose 5 people that you believe got your back. It could be maybe their general agent, someone in their study group, a colleague that thinks like them, that will not try to talk them down on their goal, but kind of encourage them. I said, you run the play like this, and blame it on Coach Paul. This also gives me a little publicity. I'm like, hey, I'm in a coaching program of 1 Degree Coaching with this guy, Paul Melella. I respect you so much, and I'm setting a goal to hit this level of production. I'm going to become a President's Council producer. I'm going to earn $1 million. I'm going to run this marathon. Whatever the goal is, whatever you put in that decide right factor. And I'm asking you to ask me how I'm doing over this time period. I'm going to do this in the month of whenever. And in my case, it was Memorial Day weekend. And I want you to ask me how I'm doing to hold me accountable, to push me, to inspire me. It's called a declaration email. Okay? So you got to declare it, not to be cocky, not to be showy or bold, but to hold yourself accountable. There's power to that. Here's the third play. You got to have discipline. Okay? I say this thing, it could piss a lot of people off. I think everyone's disciplined. Some people, oh, Coach Paul, you're so disciplined. You're so disciplined. Bullshit. Everyone's disciplined. You know who's disciplined? The people that are overweight and fat. Yeah, I'm going to say overweight and fat. You may not like it, tough, but it's the truth. You didn't wake up fat. You worked real hard to get fat. You were disciplined. You were disciplined shoving McDonald's down your throat and drinking soda, sitting on the couch, watching TV and Netflix till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, sleeping in late. That's discipline. Those are habits. Those are habits. People don't like to hear this, you're disciplined. If you get divorced, that's on you too, because some people may have to get divorced and could not be compatible, may not always agree with it. But if you ignored your spouse, you ignored the time, you didn't put deposits into that, didn't communicate, didn't put energy into it, your habits are poor, right? So everyone's disciplined. But here's how you run this play. Once I made a decision, I'm using the physique competition story. I declared it out in social media, told all these clients, hold myself accountable. Coach Steve wrote me up my meal plan, wrote me up my workouts. And he goes, you just got to follow it, right? Literally, you got to follow the meal plan, eat what's on this menu, do this stuff. And he would always say, trust the process. So that's discipline. Just put in the work, follow and run the play, right? That's it. Here's the fourth thing, dominate. I don't know about you. I'd like to think I'm a competitor. And maybe I wanted to dominate people on that stage, or dominate people in a race, or dominate other people maybe in your firm, or people are competitive, right? Dominate the production reports in your agency. I don't care, right? And again, I'm using the story of physique competition. I want to dominate the people in my division. It's not just about dominate your opponents. Did you know you have to dominate? Your little voices in your head. Like your little voices in your head. And I say this all the time. If you follow me and you study me, I say you all got at least two voices in your head. You got this contender voice, as I call it. Someone that's just like a victim, got all the excuses and lazy, that quits and gives up. They might have a good idea, but they never follow through, okay? Because they're afraid. And you got someone's like, I made this decision. I declared it to everybody. I'm locking in, gonna follow this. I'm gonna be 100% committed, all in. And then there's a voice that is not a contender, but it's a champion, okay? Not a victim, but a victor, right? You know what I'm talking about. And I always make this joke. If you're watching this video and be like, who's this guy Coach Paul think he is? I don't got two voices in my head. Man, that's the voice I'm telling you about right then and there. You got, if you're like me, like I say all the time, you got more than two voices. I got multiple of them. I got names for all of them. You need to dominate your little voices in your head, because they're either going to talk yourself in or out of what it is that you just made a decision on. Guaranteed. That little voice is going to what? Try to talk your ass out of it. I guarantee you. It's naturally wanting to get you back in a comfort zone. Because if that decision is uncomfortable, right, which it should be, by the way, if you want to grow, your body subconsciously, your mind is going to do its absolute best to get you back in comfort zone. You want to know the most powerful one? Driving force. Driving force is why. Why do you want to achieve that goal? Why do you want to do that physique competition? Why do you want to run that race? Why do you want to get that house? Why? There's an exercise called the 7 times why I run with the majority of my coaching clients. On the surface level, when I ask, hey, why do you want to achieve X? Most people are like, well, I want to be respected in my firm. I want to look good. I want to whatever. And I'm going to face it. We're all guilty of it. On the surface, it's ego. And anyone watching this saying, oh, I don't got no ego, bullshit. We all got ego. You're human. On the surface, it's always ego. And especially if you're a guy, like someone that wants to be growth-oriented 1%er. Like, it's ego, 100%. Especially the guys I coach and gals. They want to be the best in what they do. So it's always ego. When I unlayer this question and I reframe the question over and over again, I'm going to tell you something. I know it's true for me. There are one of three things. The driving force behind all these major decisions in your life, personally, professionally, most likely will be your family. Not everyone taps into the second one, but some of the high performers, when they get to a certain age, they care about legacy. They care about making an impact after they're gone. They really do. A lot of people don't tap into that. I think it's shallow thinking, but who am I, to say what's right, what's wrong. I think we should be doing stuff to make a larger impact outside ourselves from a servant mentality, right? So there's a legacy, there's a movement, something that drives us beyond that. Here's the third one. And again, this might not be you because it wasn't me either until 2020, until I surrendered to Jesus Christ and whatever your faith is. Half my clients are the Jewish faiths. I don't care. God, whatever. My driving force is, how dare I be on this planet, be blessed with another 68,400 seconds today, and not be the best freaking version of myself. You pass away and we go to heaven or wherever you believe you're going to, and God's like, Coach Paul Melella, or so-and-so. Man, I had you do this. I gave you all these opportunities to do this, and achieve this, and impact this. And how come you didn't do that? It's not like we get like in the video games, like a redo, a new life. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. So when you think about making decisions on goals or things that you want to achieve in your life, focus in on what's driving you to make it happen. When you tap into the driving force, it's super powerful. In the last competition I did, physique competition, again, I teach in stories. I did one here in South Carolina, in Charleston, and it was an NPC Masters physique competition. So it's the old man's division, 40 plus. As I'm filming this, I'm about 52 years old. Here's how I anchored it. I would literally visualize before my competition, and I would see the judges out in front of me, and I would picture myself center stage, because in center stage in bodybuilding, that means your first place. I visualize myself there, and off to the right, I asked my wife Gina and our kids Kiana and Pierce to sit to the right in the front row, and I'd visualize seeing them there staring at me, right? And as I would hit my pose, I'd see the judges, see my family. I'd feel the emotions of pride and confidence and love and joy, right? And anchor that emotion into my body, in my visualization, and then see the person award me the first place medal. And that emotion drove me. That emotion drove me every day when I was in a deficit in calories, when I was dehydrated and pushing, and there were days where I was so tired and pushing and grinding, where I was like the week of in the competition, I dropped over 20-something pounds. I was 3.2% body fat. I could have won, and how many times I wanted to give up? But I know what the driving force was? Seeing my kids there, staring at their dad, right? And proving to me, my kids, people that I declared, all my clients that were following my story, that why am I doing this? Because I'm setting a standard to prove to my kids, to prove to my legacy. When I'm gone, prove to God, I'm going to be the best damn person I can possibly be. These are my 5 Ds. Make a decision, declare it out, discipline, run the play, okay? Hire a coach, get a trainer, have a plan of action. People have done it. Dominate your mind every day. Positive affirmations, reminding yourself who you are. 5th one is tap into your driving force. See your family, tap into the legacy, and more importantly, God believes in you. You make a decision, a bold decision of what you believe you want to accomplish this year, and you want to declare it to me, text me, right? Text me 843-345-5885. 5132. Tell me what it is exactly that your decision is. Declare it to Coach P. I'll get on the phone with you, give you 2 free discovery calls, and I'll also give you my PDF on the 5 Ds, how to dominate, how to decide, discipline, dominate, and driving force for you to accomplish all the goals this year. Be better every day.